Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today. I'm Jackie and I create sea glass mosaics, and today I'm going to talk to you about my bridge. So sometimes people ask me, how long does it take me to complete a project? Well, this project I started at the first of the summer, and now it's the end of the summer, and I just finished it yesterday. So it took me the whole summer to do. But keep in mind that I've been working on it only when I've been at my cottage, and it's been really good weather this summer, so I've spent way too much time at the beach. So it's just a project that I've had on the go, and I work on it a little bit here and there, and eventually it gets done. So today I'm going to show you the entire process from start to finish that I used to complete this project. So I'm going to tell you about my sea glass mosaic that I'm working on at the cottage over the summer. This is the Confederation Bridge that links PEI to New Brunswick. So first I took a picture of the 13-kilometer stretch of bridge, and then I did a sketch that showed part of that bridge that I wanted to use for my mosaic. And on my sketch, I did the length of the bridge, and there's a bit of a hump in the middle of the bridge, so I included that. And you'll see along here, there is a straight horizon line. This is sky, and where I have the green is water, and that's the sky and the water that you can see underneath the bridge. So this horizon line is straight, but I made a bit of an angled line here so that you would see the bridge fading off into the distance, because I'm on the PEI side over here and this is the New Brunswick side over here. One point about when I was gluing on all the brown sea glass, my paper would often slip underneath, so I would take a book and I would always have the book right at the spot that I'm working on so that the pattern is pushed right up against the glass, and that way it helps me maintain the shape in the pattern. Just a tip to keep in mind. So this is the stage I'm at now. I finished the bridge and I have all the sky showing through underneath the bridge and the little top of the water. So these you'll see I've used really small green. And then as the water comes down closer, because I want water down in here, the pieces are going to get bigger and bigger, so it gives you the feeling of the water being closer to you. The next part that I'm working on is I have a sandbar here. I'm going to have brown foreground here. I haven't started that yet, I just have some brown pieces in place. But I'm going to do a sandbar right here. So to glue things on, I have my trusty clear silicone, or silicone that goes on white and dries clear. And I have a dish of brown sea glass. There's my dishes of white and green. I had those with me the whole time I was working along here so that I could find small whites and small greens to fill in. And I did that as I was going. So I'll show you what I'm doing. And then I have my tools to help clear away any messy bits that I might have. I always find I lose track of this top, so I usually leave it sitting on the ledge of whatever frame I'm working on, and that way I can find it when I need to cover my silicone back up again. So I'm just taking a bit of glue on each piece. I've placed a bunch of these in place, and I usually do that. I'll put a few in place before I start gluing. I'll start gluing along, and sometimes I can be really neat, other times I make a bit of a mess, so I always have these tools to clean off the little messy bits. And you can see I've put a few green here, and these I want a bit larger green along here between, because there's a water running all the way through here. And this is going to be the water between the sandbar and the shore here. And sometimes if you make a bit of a mess, you can clean it off after it dries too. I try to get as much cleaned off as I can while it's still wet, but if you miss some of that, don't worry about it, you'll be able to get it later. Or you might find once it dries clear you don't even see it. So you can see I'm trying to fit the pieces together kind of like a puzzle. But I prefer to have the pieces where they're not quite touching one another. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll find the pieces will start to fit together really easily, and I can go along fairly quickly. And other times I just seem to get stuck and I just can't find the right piece. And sometimes I can spend a long time looking for just the right piece to fit into a particular spot. And I don't worry about it. I just figure, well, I'm still playing with sea glass and I'm having fun. So I'm not going to worry if I spend too much time in one particular area, because it's all very relaxing. So I'll go ahead and work some more on that. You can see I have a piece of driftwood down here. I'm planning to put a couple of people sitting on a log looking out across the water at the bridge. I also have a few pieces here, I haven't glued them on yet, for sailboats. I found some really neat shell pieces that look like dories, so I put those on, and I'm going to put some sails on top of them. So I'll be back to you with my progress a little later on. Okay. So here I am at this point where I've got I've brown done. I finished the brown first with some trees over here and the foreground, and I have a sandbar going across in here. And then I filled in all of the water with green. Just a few things to point out. I used some shells like this that are the rounded shells, and I kind of like them because they add a little bit of interest to the water, kind of like bubbles in the water. And I also included quite a few little strips of white pieces. And when that's hanging in the window, it's going to look a little bit like the sun reflecting off the water. Just adds a bit more interest than if it was all just a flat green. And of course I put in my 2 sailboats, and I put in the inukshuk here, and some rocks to add some interest, and I put 2 people sitting on the driftwood log right here. So now what I have left to do is to fill in the sky. So I have to fill in the sky here. I have a white piece here that I'm going to have like the sun up at the top of the sky. So I'm going to glue that one on. I know that I want that one right there up at the top. And then I'm going to make strips with white. I've got some white laid out here. I've got some aqua. I also have a few pieces of blue, because when I look at my piece, the only blue piece is this sail right here, so I know I need a bit more blue. And I'm going to go ahead and start gluing my white on. So I'll carry on with this, and I will show you my progress as I go with the sky. So thanks for joining me today and listening to me tell you all about the process I used for completing my bridge. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them. And you can check out my other videos on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. And if you want to see more of my art, you can look at my website at jackietrimperseaglass.com.